Hello, madam.
Yes.
My, I was having problem with my network, so I think it was. Hello, madam. Hello, madam.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello,
Yes.
madam. Please, I didn't hear what you said.
I said you are the organizer, so you can go ahead and start. So I don't know if you want to do any introduction or how do you want us to start?
Okay, so I would introduce. I'll introduce you to the student body, and then I think I'll handle the rest of the presentation.
Okay,
So
so
that we
please
can
go
start.
ahead. We can start. I'm ready. So
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Um, this meeting we organized by academic board of the molecular biology and biotechnology department. We contacted Dr. Augustina Osabutey. He is a water and wastewater engineer at Bar Company in USA. And he has been doing this, like educating students or people about graduate or international scholarship applications. So I thought twice contacting her, and she welcomed me, and she accepted to have this meeting with us. So I would like to handle the rest of the program to her. I think she's quite experienced in this, and she will handle us through the rest of the program. Thank you.
thank you, Emmanuel. However, we could hardly hear you. So if you have anything to say, I recommend you be a little bit louder so that we can all hear you. But please let me know in the chat comment section or the chat box if you can hear me and if you have any question. So as Emmanuel said, I'm Dr. Augustina Osabutey, and for now I would say I'm an engineer, an environmental engineer, but then I studied at I'll start with my PhD and then go to my BSc. So I have a PhD in agricultural biosystems and mechanical engineering from South Dakota State University in the United States, and I have an MSc in environmental engineering from Montana Technological University, also in USA, an MS certificate in ecological restoration, also from Montana Technological University. So I kind of did the certificate in ecological restoration whilst also pursuing my MSc. So, and I have a bachelor's in mechanical engineering from University of Mines and Technology in Ghana, now known as, I don't even remember what it is known as, but then what I know is I attended University of Mines and Technology, so that is what I know. So thank you. Emmanuel contacted me to kind of give some insights or some information about graduate school applications. So I'm just going to give you what I know. So this is from what I know, the processes I went through in applying for my graduate school as an international student. So that is what I'm going to give you. Thank you all for joining. So we have to just swing into action. Okay, resume slideshow. Okay. So first of all, how prepared are you to embark on graduate school application on this? graduate school journey? What is your motivation? And can you type your motivation in the comment section or in the chat box? Okay, please let me know what your motivation is in the chat box. You can also go ahead and then unmute yourself and share with me your motivation. So why do you want to apply for graduate school? What is pushing you to apply for graduate school? Or what is even making you think, okay, I want to apply for graduate school? So please, there's a few of you here, so if you can type in the chat box, that would be very helpful. I don't want to be the only person talking, so I want this session to be very interactive. I don't want it to be boring. So I'm going to start with Emmanuel since you are the one who contacted me. So what is your motivation? Why do you want to go to graduate school? Why did you even contact me about graduate school? So Emma, please.
Madam, thank you very much. Okay. So with the program I'm currently reading, molecular biology and biotechnology, it's very broad and it encompasses a lot of sectors. So reading it up to this level 300, I think I found interest in a specific field that I think after the bachelor's, I would like to study more on that field. Hence, has influenced my decision to a graduate school application.
Okay. That is what a laudable motivation. And Simon says, my motivation is to achieve higher heights in academics and make life better for myself and others as well. Who else? I see Louisa. Louisa, what is your motivation? Do you want to share with us? Hello, Louisa, are you there? Okay, so why am I asking this question? Because you need to have a motivation. You just don't stand up and tell yourself, okay, I want to go to graduate school. You need to have a purpose, okay? I'm just going to tell you straight away. From my experience, graduate school is not that easy. So you need some kind of motivation. You need some kind of drive so that even if you get roadblocks, you'll be able to know that, okay, you remember that this is my purpose. This is why I embarked on this journey. So I need to get going. You need some kind of motivation. So that is why I'm asking you these questions. Paul Boabin said, want to make life better for myself and help humanity. That is a good idea. That is a good motivation. So we are going to move forward. So before you have the idea of applying for graduate school, okay? But then whilst considering graduate school, you have considered graduate school. So these are the must-have that you need to have before, like you must have these things before you even consider graduate school or when considering graduate school. A LinkedIn profile page, you should have some kind of a volunteer experience. Most of the times, the community volunteer experiences are very good. You should have some kind of leadership experience. This complements your CV or your application. So how many of you have at least one of the above? How many of you? Just type it in the chat box. If you have a LinkedIn profile, let me know. If you have a volunteer experience, let me know in the chat box. If you have any leadership experience, let me know in the chat box. So how many of you have this? Let me know in the chat box. Emmanuel or Simon, LinkedIn and leadership. So it seems it's only Emmanuel and Simon who are communicating with me here, but we have Joe, and then we have someone using we have, so please let me know, okay? Make this interactive. Okay, good. So why am I saying you must have this when considering graduate school application? For instance, with the LinkedIn profile, most professors go on there to check your LinkedIn profile and then check your activities on LinkedIn, okay? So it shouldn't be that, okay, I have the LinkedIn profile, my LinkedIn profile is just dormant, I don't post anything on my LinkedIn profile. For instance, if you are having like a program on campus that you have participated in, you can take some pictures and then write a little bit of add a little note to it and then post on LinkedIn. Okay. Apart from that, you can also repost some of the information people are sharing on LinkedIn. And then also, apart from the professors looking at your activities on LinkedIn, there are lots of information you can get on LinkedIn, because we have a lot of people out there who share a lot about graduate school application on LinkedIn. So you can learn a lot from that. If your focus is just the graduate school, you can learn a lot from that. With the volunteer experience, I will tell you, sometimes in Ghana, it's kind of, our system doesn't really appreciate volunteerism. But then when you travel abroad, this experience is very valuable. It's valuable to the people in the community. You giving back to society, you helping out is very important to them. So, and if they are able, they see that you are able to volunteer with a community, you help communities. It doesn't necessarily mean, how do I say it? Like, giving back to society is not only about going to sweep around, pick around, but it entails a lot, okay? You can volunteer with a nonprofit organization that focuses on mentoring teenagers. You can volunteer with your church. Any activities that entails or encompasses giving back to society, you can join, okay, and then try to help. So that is what I'm talking about. And with that, it helps them know that you can multitask, okay? As a student, you are not just focusing on your studies. You're not just like, all you know is just your books. All you know is just your, how do I say it? Just your education. You don't volunteer. No, it helps them know that you are able to multitask, okay? One of the qualities a graduate student should exhibit is multitasking, okay? Because as a graduate student, you will be taking your classes, and then if it's a research program that you are doing, you also be doing research. So you have to be able to manage your time well. So volunteering, apart from focusing on your studies, will give them an insight that you are able to do all these things. You are very good in multitasking, okay? And then with the leadership experience, it also comes in hand with the volunteering also. It also shows that you'll be able to multitask. you are able to be in charge of things. For example, I was in charge of our laboratory in school. And so I had to make sure everything in the laboratory is well arranged. Everything that belongs to us, everything that goes out comes back. I teach people how to use the laboratory equipment. There are other students from other departments that join us, and I have to teach them all these things. So please hold on. So you have to have this leadership experience if you can. I know some people just don't like getting into leadership positions, but if you can, try and then get into leadership positions and then do well. It's not like you get in there and then you're not doing anything. No. So that is just, these are why, or these are the reasons I asked if any of you have a LinkedIn profile page, or if you have any volunteer experience, or if you have any leadership experience. Okay, so at least if you don't have any leadership experience, try and then get some volunteer experience, and make sure you get a LinkedIn profile. A LinkedIn profile is a must. Even if it's not about graduate school application, it's also about you being done with school and also applying for jobs. You can get connections on LinkedIn. Let's say you're about to graduate from school, you will need a job. So it's better you start making the connections on LinkedIn. You can reach out to people, you ask them to be, you ask them that you would want to be their mentee, and then you want them to be your mentors, and then you learn from them. Okay, I learn every day. I reach out to people on LinkedIn, people that I think are going to help me with my career or with my life experiences in general. I reach out to them and then ask them to mentor me in a polite way. And then those that I don't even reach out to, I just learn from them afar. So the LinkedIn profile is very important, and so I'll urge you to try and then have it. Please let me know if you have any questions before I move to the next stage. Okay, don't let me be the only person talking. As I said, I don't want to be the only person talking. So, okay, if you don't have any question, you can also put your questions in the chat box. Okay, so when is it a good time? When is it a good time to start your graduate school application? From my experience, I would say it's better to start when you're in level 300. Why am I saying that? Because in level 300, you have your transcripts, although you don't have the transcript for level 400, but it's kind of level, for me, I feel like for level 400, you have all your courses done, almost all your courses done. You're focusing on a research if you do any of that, because I remember in University of Mines and Technology, we have a project work. Each of us will do a project work. So that you have it, and then you have your last classes that you need to take. And with that, you can start using that transcript that you have for your graduate school application. And then as time goes on, or when you are completely done, you can send the full transcript that you have, or the final transcript that you have. And you also need to build your references, because you need referees for your graduate school application. And then also, I believe that in level 300, you have also kind of developed some kind of a research ability, because you are given assignments, you use the internet to do your research and stuff. So you've kind of developed that. So in which time in level 300 are you supposed to do that? I think when you are about to go to level 400, okay? When you're about to go to level 400, the last semester of your level 300, then you start working on this. So you want to apply for graduate school. Please let me know if you have any questions. I don't want you to be quiet on me. Again, I don't want you to be quiet on me. So where to start with your graduate school application? Okay. You need to decide on the program you want to study. Okay. You guys are in the microbiology department. Definitely you would want to do something in that lane. So I'm using lane in that lane because a lot of schools out there outside Ghana have a particular way of phrasing or rephrasing their programs. Okay. Like you will call it, for example, in Montana Tech, we had environmental engineering, okay? And there are other schools that have civil and environmental engineering together. In Montana Tech, we had environmental engineering separate. And there are other schools also that have environmental and ecological restoration together, okay? And I figure some of the European schools have a way of naming their programs. Okay. So until you go into the program or the program website and then read about it, you might not even know that it's something that relates to what you studied in Ghana or what you are studying now. So just so you know, you decide on the program you want to study. That will require a little bit of research. So the main picture is you want to go into microbiology. Okay, that is your main picture. And then you have to decide on which countries you want to pursue your graduate school education. Don't focus on one country. That is the advice I always give to anyone who asks me about graduate school application. Do not decide, focus on only one country. Have at least 5 countries in mind, and then start doing your research. Because in Ghana, we have this proverb, or in Africa, we have this proverb that you cannot put your eggs in one basket, right? So just don't focus on one country. The next thing is that you've decided on the program you want to study. You have decided on the countries you want to pursue your education or your graduate school. Most people are not really organized, okay? But then try and be organized in this aspect, and that will really help you a lot. And you will learn a lot from it. Even just so you starting your research and everything, doing this really prepares you for graduate school. Okay, doing all these things, going through all these steps prepares you for graduate school. So I'm showing you this Excel sheet that I recommend people use. You can add your own, you can modify it, but then create this Excel sheet, have the department's website or web page link on one column, have the school in one column, program name, program description, program requirements, application deadline, professor of interest, email to professors, response from professors, follow up if needed, That's the dates you did your follow-up, and then the result of your pursuit. Did the professor tell you, okay, I have funding, I can admit you, or I can recommend you to another professor? So it's very important to do that. So Emmanuel is asking, does your research project in level 400 limit you to the program you choose for No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. It doesn't limit you at all in any way. So it doesn't limit you. Trying to make sure. Okay. So we are still on where to start with your graduate school application. So how often do you use Google for research as a student? Let me know in the comment section. You guys, how often do you use Google? Because we use Google for a lot of stuff. So Simon will get there. Okay, we'll get, how do you get to know the professor of interest? Let me know. Simon will get there, but I just wanted you to have this what do you call it, Excel sheets ready, and then we'll get there. Always. So apart from using it for graduate, for your studies, so it seems it's only Simon, Emmanuel, Paul who are responding to my messages. How about the others? Let me know in the comment section. We are all learning. Joel, thank you for your response. So we have Simon. Kwame, do you have any response? Okay. Louisa, I'm still not hearing from you. So please let me hear from you, okay? Okay, we'll move on to the next section. Alex, good to know. Good to know. Okay, so I want to advise you, or I want to recommend. How do I put it? I normally don't like telling people what to do. So this is a recommendation that I'm going to give you. Use Google to search for the schools that offer your selected program in various countries, in the countries that you want to pursue your education. Okay, make Google your friend. That is my recommendation. Make Google your friend. If you hear any noise, sorry about that. I have a baby here, so he just woke up from his nap, but his grandmother is taking care of him. So still on where to start. Now you have decided on the program you want to study. You have decided on the countries you want to pursue your education. So now you select a school, okay? And then let's say we have selected South Dakota State University. Visit the school's website, find the program of study in either academics or graduate school tab. So most people have difficulty finding the program of study even on the school's website. So that's why I'm talking about this. Okay, you might find it very like unnecessary or unimportant, but I'm telling you, a lot of people have difficulty in this. They will even message me, no, I can't find the program of study. I don't know where to find it on the school tab. So I just wanted to mention that. And then on the school's website, we have the various departments, okay? So visit the department website. When you visit the department website gives you information about the program. It even gives you the career prospects of that particular program. And then on the department, it's supposed to be web page. Sorry for the mistake. We have websites for the school, and then we have web page. So the web page is on the website. So on the department's web page will give you how do you call it? Information about the professors of interest, and then also give you information about the program requirement. Okay, so who asked about the professors? How do you get to know your professor? Simon. So the department's webpage will give you the information about your professor. So most of the schools that I know, especially here in the US, they will just have people written on one of the tabs on the department's web page. So you click on it, and then you see all the people who are in the department, okay? And it includes the staff in that department, and then the staff, which includes the secretaries, and then the students, and the professors. So faculty, normally they will name it faculty, and then you see them over there. Most of them have a profile on the department's webpage. So you click it, it will take you to their profile to give you every information that you need to know about them regarding to what they are doing in the school. Okay, it's even some people go to the extent of adding published papers. Okay, so they have selected papers that they publish on the school webpage. So you can get all the information there, and then you can also get the program requirements over there. Okay, so this is for the department's website. Also, you can also look at the graduate school tab. The graduate school tab gives you a general overview about graduate school, and then also like for prospective students, most of the graduate school tabs have information for prospective students. And then you can click on that of international students, and it will give you every information you need as an international student to apply to that school. And then it can also give you directions to get to the department page. Please let me know if you have any questions. So why is it important for you to visit the department's webpage? Sorry, I'm using website here, but it's webpage. So you can also find some of the graduate students' information on the webpage. I remember back in South Dakota State University, we had a section for graduate students, okay? So people used to contact me when I was in school. When they went to the department's webpage, Ghanaians used to contact me about applying, what do I recommend, and everything. So this department's webpage will give you some information about the graduate students, and so you can contact them over there. If their contact is not on the school's website or webpage, you can go find them on LinkedIn and then email them or send them a message. So from here, I'm going to share my experience as a past international student in USA. I don't have so much knowledge about that of other countries. So most of the information you're going to get from me from here will be more of my experience in the United States. And I think other people out there also have different experiences. So I'm going to go on Google and then share with you an example of all what I've just talked about. All what I've just talked about with finding the program of study and everything. So please let me know if you have any question, okay? Let me know if you have any question. So Whilst I'm doing this, you can unmute yourself and ask your question if you have any, please. I'm going to share my screen here. Screen 1. Okay. So please let me know if you see my screen. Hello? Can anyone hear me? Okay. Okay. Good. So this is the website of South Dakota State University. Okay. We have admissions, we have academics. Okay. Now, when you go here, admissions has undergraduates, transfer, and graduate students. Okay. When you go to academics, it gives you information, undergraduates, and the first thing that comes up here is colleges and departments. Okay. For the graduate, for the academics web page. So you can click on colleges and departments, for example, and then all the colleges and departments are here. So Daniel, we are just talking about graduate school application, okay? And now I'm just talking about how to find the program of study or the program you want to pursue on the school's website. So now we are on the South Dakota State University website. And so I'm just giving information. I'm just showing you how to get there. Okay. So now we are tackling. So sorry. So now we are on colleges and departments. Okay. So you click on agricultural biosystems and I'm going to say this. For instance, let's just select, this was my department. So let's just select this one. Okay, now we are on the AG department web page. Okay, this is the web page. It tells you, give you information about the departments, everything that the department has been doing. Okay, now I mentioned people. See, you have here our people, okay? Then it shows you the department head, manager of the department, and then coordinators, and then it comes to faculty, okay? So you have faculty here. It gives you information about the faculties, okay? So, for example, I'm just going to click on my former advisors. So this was my advisor back in South Dakota State University. So this is his profile, okay? Gives you information about his profile. And then some of the professors, as I said, have information about, have links, their own websites that you can visit. So this is a website for my advisors lab, but then it gives you information about the professor, his interests. So you see here, academic interest, okay? Air quality, environmental engineering, waste management, livestock, environment, precision livestock farming. And then the grants that he has right now. So the grants are, how do I say it? For a professor to get a grant, they have to write a proposal and everything to apply for the grants. And so when they receive the grants, out of the grants, they take a student, okay? And so the student will work on that proposal that they submitted for the scholarship, for the grants, okay? So you as a student will apply to the school or will contact the professor that, okay, I'm interested in your research area. And then you let them know that you will need funding. So they'll let you know if they have funding. But most professors get their funding from grants, okay? So basically, this is it. And then some of his papers, his journal publications are here. They're like, some professors have a lot of publications, but they just select a few and then put it on the school's website. So those of you asking about, what do you call it? How do I find the professor's interest? It's here. It's all here, okay? And then some of them also have websites that they will direct you to. So again, I just clicked on the link.
I can't really see it.
Do you see? You can see the
Yeah,
screen.
yeah. Thank you.
Yes, please, we can.
Okay. Let me know which screen you see. Do you see the Laboratory of Air Resource Management?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So, for instance, this is my professor's website, okay? And then he has all his students and everything that he has been doing here in the school. And then he also has openings. So he will let you know if he is looking for a graduate student. So currently he's not looking for any students. So at least it won't give you if you are able to do all this research, then you know that, oh, this is the professor I wanted to work with, but he doesn't have any opening right now, okay? But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't send him the email. You can go ahead and send him the email, and then he or she can tell you that, okay, I've submitted some proposals. I'm looking forward to them. So I'll let you know when I'm looking for a student, or I'll let you know when they are approved. You get it? So you don't have to give up when you go and see this. No, you have to at least make an effort, okay? So we'll go back to please let me know if you have any questions. Okay. Okay. Now we go back to admissions. Okay. We went to academics. Okay. Now we go back to admissions. So you can find this information by either going to the graduate school web page or going to the academics web page. Go ahead. You have to unmute yourself and then ask your question.
The admission, is it when you are done with university, as in your 4-year degree in the university, that's when you go for this one?
No, it's a process. Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's a process. Okay. You applying for graduate school is a process. Okay. So we are at the stage. So I already gave you all the information about the steps that you are supposed to follow. So this is how you find your school and then the professor you want to work with. Okay. You have decided on your school.
Okay.
Yeah. You have decided on your school, you have decided on the country, you have decided on, you have decided on the country, you have decided on the school. And then so you go to the school's website, go to either the academics or the graduate school webpage, and then you find this. Okay. If you email a professor from the faculty tab, and probably there was no response, what do? We'll get there. Okay, we'll get there. So now we are going back to, we've talked about the academics tab because some schools have information on only the academics tab. Some also have information on here, the admission tab. That's why I'm trying to show you guys both of them. So here, admissions, you go to graduate. Okay. And then with that, you're on the graduate school web page. We have apply now, request that they have scholarships. So another thing, if you're looking for scholarships, the graduate school page will also give you some information about scholarships that you can apply for. Okay. And then it tells you about the graduate degrees. it tells you about the graduate degrees that they have, okay? So you can click on this, and then it will take you to prospective students, okay? So with the prospective students, here under prospective students, you have a lot of information for you who is looking to apply to graduate school, okay? We have available programs, we have admission requirements, international applicants, and all these. So you have your admission requirements, for instance, you read all about your requirements. And then most of them have for US citizens, international students. So we are focusing on international students. So when you click on international students, it will give you all the information about international applicants, okay? Admission requirements, the minimum GPA, your transcripts. If you need to submit your transcripts for evaluation, most US schools require that you submit your transcript for evaluation. And for me, I used World Education Services. I don't know if there's any other transcript evaluation institution out there. And then they will tell you if they require a GRE or if they require TOEFL, okay, or IELTS. And then they will tell you your steps for your admission or application. So here you can see all these, okay. So let me know if you have any question. I guess I'm really done with this one, this example that I wanted to show you. Let me know if you have any questions. Please, I want to ask if you can email more than 2 professors within the same department if you find out they all have your interest of study. Yeah, you can do that. You can totally do that. I need to share again. Okay, that's what I'm trying to share. Okay, so we are done with this section. Now let's talk about email to professors, okay? Now you've done your research about the school, the program of study, the requirements, and everything, okay? So now you have to send your email to the professor, okay? As it's listed here on the PowerPoint, you're supposed to read about the professor, and that can be found on the department's website most of the times. But then also, apart from the department's website, you can go to his LinkedIn profile, okay? You know, with LinkedIn profile, most of the times, when you go and view someone's profile, the person definitely gets the notification that someone has viewed his or her profile. So definitely the professor will see that you have viewed his or her profile, okay? And then also you go and look at Google Scholar. Google Scholar has all the publications from the professors, so you find it there. ResearchGate also has publications of most of the professors, so you find it there. And then you can also read about the professor on just Googling the name of the professor will take you to a lot of places, okay, to know more about the professor. Sometimes some of the professors have been working with the government on some projects, and then so you get to read about those projects that they are working on Google. So why is Google Scholar important? Why do you have to look at Google Scholar? You have to at least have an idea of what the professors publications are about. So with research, you just don't do research and then end it there. You need to, most of the times, publish your paper, okay? You need to, most of the times, publish your research. So going to Google Scholar will give you the opportunity to know more about the professor's work, okay? Joel said, I didn't get the last part. Joel, can you unmute yourself and let me know what you are talking about? Is it your question or your comment is just, it's a bit vague. I don't know which part you're talking about. Joel, are you able to
something
unmute
about the GRE. That's what I wanted.
What? Hello, Joel.
Hello.
Yeah, what did you want? What question were you asking?
You were saying something about the GRE.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I wanted to know.
Oh,
I didn't get that part.
okay, so it's part of the requirement, okay? It depends on the program of study. Some programs do not require GRE. Some programs also require GRE. It's a standard exams that you have to write for graduate school. But there are some programs that do not really require GRE. And it also depends on the country, okay? Most US schools require GRE, but there are some schools who do not require GRE. And then we have another standard examination, which is the English proficiency, the IELTS, TOEFL, those ones. But then sometimes some of the schools can even waive the English proficiency for you, especially when they know that you're coming from Ghana. They know that we use English in school. So some of them can waive it for you. So but then you have to request and then show something that shows that you use English in school. Okay. So let's go back to Google Scholar. Emailing professors, we are currently at email to professors of interest. Okay. You've looked at the professor's websites and everything. Now you know a little about the professor. You have to be able to at least read one of the professor's paper, at least one, okay, and make sure you understand it, okay, what that research is about or what that paper is about, okay. And then other places to that, so places you can find these research papers or publications: Google Scholar, ResearchGate. And then in general, when you want to know something about the professor too, you can also find it on Google, okay. So before sending your email, you have found a professor you want to work with, okay? You know whatever, anything, everything you want to know about the professor, you know it. You've drafted everything down or you have everything written down. You must have these things before sending your emails. You need to have your transcript. You need to have your statement of purpose, a resume or CV, and then a motivation to work with the professor. Why do you want to work with this professor? You can't just say that, oh, because I like his research, that is, or at least write something down, okay. So with that, with the transcripts, I told you earlier that you are supposed to start with your school application process at the last semester of level 300. You can send the transcript that you have at level 300, okay? And then you have to let the professor know that you're currently in level 300. You'll be graduating the next year. You're interested in his research interest, or his research interest aligns with yours. So don't tell yourself that, oh, because I don't have a full transcript, I have not graduated, I cannot apply for this school. You can go ahead and then start emailing the professors and everything. It's about letting the professors know that you are interested in working with them. You are here, okay? Just let them know that you exist. You are interested in working with them. So this is a sample email to professors. I'm just going to share you a few of my samples, share with you a few of my samples, okay? So please, I want you to read this and then we can talk about it. Read it, let me know the salient information you get from it. You can tell me the important parts you get from it. So let me know. Simon said currently the transcript we have is unofficial. Can we go ahead and send it to? But I think you can also request an official transcript. Okay, you can request an official transcript. So it's 12:42. I'm giving you 2 minutes to read and then we can continue. If 2 minutes, it's too, if it's too much, you can just unmute yourself and let me know the important points you get from this email. Just unmute yourself and then share with us. Don't make me call names. I'm just trying to share the information with people also here online, so. Should I call names? I see Emmanuel. You are the one who invited me, so I'll always come to you.
Okay, so what I heard from the sample was that
Mhm.
you introduced yourself and you talked about what your research work was about,
Yeah.
the impact of your research work, and how it aligned with the professor's research work
Okay.
also. Okay, that's what I took from the sample.
Okay. Thanks for sharing with us. Any other person, please? Simon.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah. Please share with
This,
us what
yeah,
you can take away from this.
okay. I think I agree with what Emmanuel said. And you introduce yourself and then you try to align your interest with the lecturer's interest or the professor's interest. So that's fine.
Okay.
Thank
Go ahead. Sorry.
I said thank you.
Okay. Kwame, can you share with us?
All right, ma'am. So I think you really emphasized on your background experiences too as well. Yeah, I think that's what I took from the notes.
Okay. Thank you. I'll come back to Joel and have Joel and Joe. Okay. I have a couple, so I'm just trying to make sure 1, 2, yeah. So this is another one you can just read through. So these were just the first and then this one, the first email and then the second email. Joel, I'll let you talk. Just read. Okay. Joel, unmute yourself and then just let me know what you really mean by your email, your message. You said, please, if this is how the average email look like, then isn't there a chance, isn't there a high chance of rejection? What do you mean by that, Joel? Can you unmute yourself? Are you able to? Oh, okay. Your room is a bit noisy. Okay, we'll just move on. I'll just hopefully I understand your question and then I'll address it in this one. So please read this email too and let me know. Read this email and then unmute yourself. What is the difference between this email and then the first two that you read? You can write it in the chat box. Kwame, are you there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
can
reading
you?
it.
Yeah. So, Joe, are you there? Can you share? Ima?
Madam,
Yeah.
okay. So with this particular sample, we're trying to actually convince them, like giving them the reason why they should fund or they should get a scholarship. But with the previous sample, it was like aligning your research work with the supervisor or the professor's research work in order for him or her to choose you for the PhD program you want to
Okay.
pursue.
Thank you, Ima. So this was okay, I'll let you guys let me know what you think about the emails, and then after that I'll just tell you. Simon, what do you think? What's the difference between this email and then the previous email you read?
All right. So for the previous email, you are trying to let them know your interest and how you can relate it with what they do over there. And then this one, you are focusing on the funding aspect. You want to know much about the funding, if you can purchase it, or if you can patronize what they are giving, or you can ask for a scholarship or something. So that's what I took from this. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for that. Joel, you can type in the chat box. What do you think? What is the difference? The difference you see between this email and then the previous email. Let me know. Okay, so while Joel is typing, those two previous emails are my email for PhD application, requesting as a prospective student, okay, as part of my PhD application. And this one was my email as a prospective student for MSc or Master of Science. So this was when I was in Ghana. This is the email I sent out to the professors. Simon is laughing. This was the email I sent out to the professors. But why did I share this email? As you can see in this email, I don't have a lot of experiences. I don't have so much achievements to share with the professor. Okay. So I just share what I have. Okay. Just be truthful to yourself. Share what you have. Okay. And then let your resume also speak for you, your CV or your resume to speak for you. If I knew what I know right now, back then, I would have added a lot more because I had some experiences that I think I could have added, but then this is what I sent, okay? But then you don't have to have so much experiences like the first one you saw. The first one, I was done with my MSc, and so I had a lot more research experience and everything. It's just about how you, how do you call it? How you write the email to the professor, okay? What are the most important things to you? Okay, like the previous ones that you saw, you can still use that as a guide in writing. Okay, you can still use that as a guide in writing. That I believe. But you don't have to write all those achievements that I wrote in there. No. If you don't have it, you don't have it. So let your academic qualification speak for you. Okay? Let your academic qualification speak for you. And that is where reading about the professor comes in. Okay? You have to try as much as possible to read about the professor, read about the papers the professor has, or the papers the professor has published. Okay? And then you can add that into the email, okay? Like, oh, I've read about this publication, and I think I understand write how you understood the publication, okay? This is what I got from the publication. I think it aligns with my research interest and your research interest, like you can even list his research interest, what you found on the website, and then write the email to the professor. Okay, like it kind of gives you an upper hand. The professor knowing that you got the time to go and read about him or her gives you an upper hand. Okay. Some people will not even read about the professor. They see the scholarship somewhere, or they just write the email just like that, not knowing anything about the professor. Okay, so this is something very important. You have to take note of that. Reading out about the professor will give you an upper hand, and then also you add that to the email, and that will really help. You don't have to have so much of those achievements that I wrote in the first two of my emails. No, you can just write something like this, but then you need to add the published paper that you read about the professor. Is that clear? Joel, let me know if it's clear. If any of you have any questions, let me know. Joel, are you there? Okay. Simon, is it clear? Emmanuel, is it clear? Kwame, is it up? Okay.
It's clear, please.
Okay. Guess we can move on then. Okay, so we have this situation that a lot of people write emails and I call it just throwing your emails in the air, because we do not consider the time difference when communicating with professors. It's a very huge problem, and it's something that you need to take note of. Some people will just call you like 2 a.m. when you're sleeping, or send an email to you like 2 a.m. when you're sleeping. And I'm telling you, you are not the only one applying for this to schools, or you're not the only one trying to get the professor to see you. So you need to have a particular time, okay, to email professors. So with that, you have to look at the time zones, okay? You have to know the time zones. Just don't go and type, what is the time in USA right now? No, like in US, for instance, we have different states and we have different time zones, okay? So you can type like the states, what is the time right now in this state, or what is the time zone? We have Central Time, we have Pacific Time, we have Eastern Time, we have Mountain Time, okay? So you need to know the time you send the emails out. I suggest you send it in the morning, a little bit, like maybe around 8 a.m. or something. Yeah, between 8 and then 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. you can send your email, but you have to make sure that you know the time zone that professor in. In Ghana, we use GMT. For instance, if you're writing to South Dakota State University, a professor in South Dakota State University, the time zone is Central Time, okay? So for instance, right now it's 12:56 over here. What's the time in Ghana now?
5:56.
Okay, so you have to look at the time difference. So you have to know when and what time you have to send the emails to the professors. You should know that. So for instance, you can even type the city where the school is located to be on the safe side, because there are some, how do you call it? Some towns that are in a state, okay, but then they can also have a different time zone. Okay, so you have to type, you can even type, okay, South Dakota State is located in Brookings, right? Brookings, South Dakota. So you can just type, what is the time now in Brookings, South Dakota? Okay, so you have the time, and then you know that, okay, maybe it's 12:57 p.m. at South Dakota State, or in Brookings, South Dakota. So then it's now, what is the time in Ghana? Then you make your calculations, and then you know that, okay, between this Ghana time, I can send my email out. Okay. If I were you, I would not even let it get to 12 p.m. I'll just do it between 8 and 10. Okay. So just so you know, send emails in the morning, and please know the time zone of the city. It's really important. Thank you. The next thing is, most of us, no, hey, Simon, don't send emails to professors in the evening, their evening time. No. A lot of people, when they go home, what I've learned here in the US is that most people, I know other people do work a little bit. Myself, I do work sometime during the weekends and in the evening, but most people just work, they do their work during the working hours or work hours, and they are done. They don't have anything to do with work when they get home, or when they get off work. They'll wake up to meet your email. See, you said, I was thinking they will wake up to meet the email. No. You need to send it when they are active so that they can see. Okay. Don't think that the professor will wake up and see your email in the morning. You are not the only one who is sending the email. Okay, so your email might be missed. They will not even see your email, because when they wake up, they have to attend to a lot of emails, and they might miss yours. Okay, so just so you know, between that active hours in the morning, you send it to them, they will see it. Joel, if you are the one who relax and go through your messages, like, or your email, looking through emails is work. You know that, right? People come home to their family or to themselves, to have time for their family or to themselves. It's not that time they are coming to look at your emails or anything like that. Especially with professors who have family. I'm sorry, they won't even take even 1 minute of their time for you. No. So And then also, please remember to follow up on your emails, okay? Remember to follow up on your emails. It's really important. And when should you do that? Like every 2 weeks, try and then, if you have not heard from a professor, every 2 weeks you try and then send him or her an email. By the time the professor gets about 5 emails from you, some of them, they find it difficult replying everyone. By the time they get about 5 to 6 from you, I think they will respond to you. Most of them will respond to you. There are some that will just ignore you, but most of them, getting about 5 emails from you, they'll respond to you whether they have it or whether they have funding or they don't have any funding. Do you get it? So, scholarships. You wanted me to talk about scholarships. And I don't have so much time. It's very important to me, for you guys to navigate the web pages and everything and understand all that I've said here. Okay. With the scholarships in US, what I know is that most of the schools, you have to contact the professor for funding. Okay. So most of the schools, you have to send the emails, try to get a professor to work with. That is what I know for US. And there are some departments too that when you apply to, they can give you funding. But I will not advise anyone to go and apply to a school just like that without getting a go-ahead from a professor. For US, for instance, because you'll just be wasting your money and time. Time is valuable. Okay, so if any professor has not given you a go ahead, please no, don't go apply and then pay for application fees. There are some schools that do waive application fees sometimes, but then you are putting in a lot of work to apply for these schools. So it's time, and time is money. Time is valuable. So you have to know that. So I'm just going to recommend some pages on Facebook and all those social media platforms for you that I think it's very important for you to follow, okay? Just follow them. They do post scholarship opportunities on there. They do invite people to talk about scholarships. So you follow them, you can get a lot of information. So I have Dear Young Graduates on Facebook. I think they are on LinkedIn too. Follow them. They post a lot on scholarships, so you can get that. And we have Choco Millionaire. He talks a lot more about the Canadian scholarships, Canadian schools. So follow him on there. We have Peter Bawa. Peter Bawa also talks a lot about, in general, about scholarships, graduate school application, and then also focuses a lot more on Canadian schools. We have Grassack USA. You can also follow them on all the social media platforms. For more information, I think they have a WhatsApp group for prospective students from Ghana. So if you get on there, you send a message to someone, maybe they can send you the WhatsApp link for you to join. They do have some seminars and some meetings for prospective students from Ghana who want to pursue graduate school in USA. And then you can also go to my personal page, Dr. Augustina Osabutey on Facebook. And then I think I have it on TikTok or something. I do share, when I find any scholarship opportunity out there, I do just share it on my page. And then sometimes too, I share tips on graduate school in general. And then the next one is Dr. Albert Kobina Mensah. This is his LinkedIn profile. He has a book on graduate school application. I don't know if he sent it to me, but then I will recommend you look at purchasing that book. It will guide you. It will give you the guidance you need. Let me see if he has shared with me. Okay. He has, so let's see. So this is Dr. Albert Kobina-Mensah. I'll stop share and then share his book. So share screen again. Okay, so share. Can you see the book? Please let me know.
Yes, please. We can see.
Okay. So this is a book written by Dr. Albert Kobina-Mensah that you can also buy. He's currently in Ghana, okay? He's in Ghana, so, and if you want more information about graduate school, research in general, you can contact him, okay? And then he will guide you through it. Emmanuel knows that I'm very busy. I started my career not long ago, and I also have a baby, so I really had to squeeze time to make time for you guys. But these are the people and these are the websites that I'll recommend for you. To follow. So let's continue with Dr. Do you see which one do you see, please? The PowerPoint?
Dr. Albert Kobina-Mensah.
Okay, good. So yeah, so with scholarships, these are the information I have for you. So if you have any questions, you can contact me on LinkedIn. That's my LinkedIn name. There's my Facebook page name, YouTube page name. I've not really had so much time for them on Facebook and YouTube and TikTok. I go there once in a while, but these are my information. I'll try a lot more to post more about graduate school on there, but thank you. And questions, please. Let me know if you have any questions. You can unmute yourself and then ask your questions, please. Should I call names? You're welcome, Kwame. Paul, Eunice, Joe, Joel, Simon. Please let me know if you have any questions. Okay. Kwame, is it Ike or? Yeah. Or you can type your questions in the chat box too. Okay, Emmanuel, this is what I had for you guys, so.
Okay, thank you very much. We really appreciate you for having this meeting with us. It was very insightful. Learned a lot. I know particularly you are a very busy woman, so taking the time off your busy schedule to meet us is something I think we need to appreciate you on the behalf of the student body of the Department of Molecular Biology and Biotechnology. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you also. Joel, is it Joel or Simon? Yeah, Simon, I've seen your comments here. We want to thank you very much for such an insightful presentation. I'm really satisfied, and I know this will go a long way in climbing the academic ladder. I would like to apologize on our behalf for not participating in our number. It's okay. It's okay. It happens, you know. John said thank you. It happens. I've been there. I've been there. So students have their own life, what they want in life. So you cannot force them to. I should name my boy Joel, eh? So please, I'm one person that really wants, how do I say it? I always request for sincere feedback from people. Okay. So before we end this, I would like you to please oh, unfortunately, we have students who are CGPA centered and don't want to seek knowledge based on these soft skills. But you know, you are struggling to get this CGPA, a higher one. What is the next level? Okay, that is the thing. What are you going to use it for? Okay, really, I wish I knew these things. I wish someone gave me all of this information. Okay, especially when I was in level 300. I wouldn't have spent like 2 years of my time on applying for schools, searching for schools, and doing all the wrong things before I got to know it's the right way. You know, I wish someone gave me all this information. So, but I want your sincere feedback. So if you can unmute yourself, is there anything you were expecting that I didn't touch on? What's in general, give me a summary of what you learned today. I will really appreciate that. So please.
Madam, please, I think you touched on everything. Yeah. And I think one thing I, I, I wanted you to stress on was on how important the CGPA is to the application of these schools and
Oh, yeah.
programs. Yeah.
Okay.
But regardless, it was a very great presentation. We've learned a lot. We've learned a lot. I think with this presentation, we are not going to make mistakes. Yeah, with our applications when the time is due for us to do so. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. So I'm sorry I forgot to touch on the GPA or CGPA. You should know that it's really important. It's very important to get a good GPA or CGPA. Okay. It's really important to get above the 3. At least if you can get like between 3.4 upwards, that is very helpful. I'm talking about that of how I'm just, so in US you have to convert it, so you have to evaluate your transcript. So they are definitely going to convert it to US standard. And most of the times the Ghanaian one goes up, it's higher than that of the US one. So sometimes you are able to go a little more forward when they evaluate your transcript. Let's say if it was like 3.1 in Ghana, you can get like 3.2 or 3.25 in US. Okay. So, but then that doesn't mean you should be reluctant on your CGPA. It's very important. It can jeopardize your applications. I'm telling you. So please do your best with your CGPA or your GPA, or in UMass we called it CWA. Do your best. Okay, it's really important. Any other question? Or like contribution or as I said, your feedback on this presentation, what you were expecting me to touch on that I didn't touch on, and it's like in general, what did you get from it? Please share with me before I leave. I have to go attend to my son.
Okay, so in general, I learned before you apply, you need like in level 300, by the end of level 300 second semester, you need to get your transcripts. And even before that, you need to have a LinkedIn page, um, 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 volunteer experience and leadership experience too, yeah, which will help you application. And again, you need to go to the school's webpage, find the program you are interested in, look for a professor, and email the professor, aligning your interest to the interest of the professor or the research of the professor by reading some of the research works done by the professor. And you should always check up on your emails by writing more emails so that the professor could recognize you and then reply your um your email, and then check if the professor also have funding for you and um is needing people or undergrad people for the program as well.
Thank
Okay,
you.
I think, yeah, these are many more one feelings to do. I would like my colleagues to add up to.
Okay, thank you, Ima. Simon said, "Do not apply to any school without knowing the professor of interest." Okay, or the professor's interest. That's your take home topic. Okay, good to know. Joel said is asking, please, for microbiology, which universities would you suggest? One thing I don't do, Joel, is to search for schools for people because it's helping you if you start doing the research yourself, or if you do the research yourself, it's building you for graduate school. Make Google your friend. It is your responsibility. Okay. But I know South Dakota State University has a microbiology department, so you can apply to them. South Dakota State University. But as I said, find a professor that you can work with. Okay. Paul, Ike, Joe, Simon, Kwame, please, do you have anything to say before we end? Okay. Let me know your feedback, okay, please. Okay, thank you. So if you have any other feedback for me, you can send it to my what do you call it? My LinkedIn page. Let me go back. Uh-oh. Did I just end it? You can send it to me on my LinkedIn or Facebook. I'm trying to share again so that you guys can get it. So here, you can send me a message here, either on Facebook, LinkedIn, yeah, so YouTube or TikTok, yeah. Maybe LinkedIn will be better because I'm now trying to build my Facebook and then other pages, but I'm a little bit active on LinkedIn. I've not been so active. So, but thank you guys.
Thank
Okay,
you.
over to you, Ima.
Okay. I think in the absence of any questions, I would want to thank you very much for taking time off your busy schedule to meet us, to educate us on this such an important thing, and I think it will help us in our careers students. It helps us in our goals. So we are very thankful to you. We really appreciate the effort you've put into this. I think it's very inspiring. So we thank you very much.
Thank you also. And Joel is still asking, please, I meant schools which have high acceptance rates for foreign students. That I can't really tell. I don't want to say anything that I don't know. So but I think researching will help. Just do your research. Focusing on the program of study. Yeah. And then focusing on getting professors to give you funding, or you can also contact the graduate school and then ask if they also have any funding. Okay, there are some graduate schools that have funding for prospective students. So, but thank you and have a blessed day. I know it's already evening, so thank you all so much. I'll see if I can share this video on Facebook and YouTube so that you guys can also pick it from there. So, oh, happy Easter. Yeah, I couldn't celebrate Easter. I was working yesterday. So, yeah, well, thank
Madam, please, I think in the beginning of the meeting,